Smash Engineering.
Hi, welcome back to this episode of Smash Engineering. We're going to review the Bestway pool. We're coming up on our third season of dealing with this pool, and a lot of you are asking, a lot of people that don't have these pools are asking, you know, like 5 things that I don't like about it, 5 things that I like about it. So I guess I picked out 5 things that I don't like, and I picked out 5 things that I do like. I will say there are way more things about this pool that I like than I dislike. There's not a whole lot of, they're not unrealistic dislikes. They're not something that would make me say I would never do this. So if you're thinking about getting one of these pools, we'll give you an overall thought at the end about like our opinion on the branding and just the setup. And obviously not everything set up here is a Bestway or Intex or any of that type of branding, because if you've watched our other videos, we've modified this quite a bit and made it how we like it. So the first thing I'll say, I'll do the dislikes first and then we'll do the likes. We'll end on a good note. And a lot of these dislikes are things you can change too, so that's cool. One of the dislikes is this type of pool setup doesn't have a skimmer basket, which means all the leaves and stuff that get on the surface stay on the surface until they waterlog and sink to the bottom and rot. So with a skimmer system, it would be over here. You can actually buy these, and if I remember, I'll put a link on there. I've never used one, so do this at your own risk. You actually cut a hole at the water level, so you find where your level is, and you cut a hole there, and you install a skimmer basket. And then these, I think you plug these maybe, or I'm not sure, but you end up hooking the outlet to the bottom of the skimmer basket. They also sell one that kind of hooks on the side of this, so you don't have to cut your liner. That would be the one I would recommend, because cutting the liner never seems like a good idea to me, because if you cut too far, or if you're the spot you cut keeps ripping, your pool is junk. The liner on this pool is probably where 90% of the value, well, the liner and the pump and stuff is where like 90% of the value is. So do that obviously at your own risk, but that's one of the issues. And to solve that issue, we use this top skimmer. And I've done videos on these, so if you're interested in learning about this, look through my videos. Go in my pool section and look through the videos. I did a video on this, and I did a video on the Proteus, or however you say that.
Proteus.
Oh yeah, there's no H. Yeah, I'm reading it upside down. But anyway, so that's one way to solve the fact of not having a skimmer basket. My other dislike, one of my dislikes, and this is totally avoidable if you're starting fresh, is if you look at the pool frame right here. Now we're only in our 3rd season. The frame is starting to rust pretty aggressively, and one way you could avoid that is you could put grease on here when you first build it, right? Make sure it's a grease that doesn't damage the lining. Some certain greases might damage the lining. That's totally avoidable, and not a huge issue. Depending on how you run the pool and maintenance. At the end of the year, you could also drain it all the way, pop these out, paint that, whatever. Let's see. The third thing was the cover. Having to take this cover on and off is a mess. Like to do it alone is a nightmare. It takes like 2 people, and I guess if you're in the pool, it's a lot easier, but you may not want to be in the pool. Maybe you have people coming over to swim and you're not swimming. So I definitely recommend installing some type of solar cover, or solar cover reel or cover reel. If we don't have one yet, maybe we'll make a video on that soon. Oh, another one thing I didn't like is when you're in this and it's hot and maybe you're having an adult drink or something, there's nowhere to put a cup. And as of right now, which I also made a video on this, I made a side table to hang off of here. I haven't installed it yet because it's still the beginning of the season, but when you're in here, maybe you want to have sunscreen, or you want to have a bowl of cucumber slices or something to eat, you know, whatever it is that you want, or a radio close to the thing that's battery powered, not plug-in. You don't have any place here. There's no cup holders. There's nowhere to put that kind of stuff. So you're either getting in and out a lot, or you're going to build something. And if you do need a table and you have one, I also have a video on that in the pool section. So a lot of the issues that I've had with the pool, we've identified them and then tried to make ways around them. The other thing, and the last and final thing that I'll say is a little bit of a drag, is when you winterize this and you have, and I have a video on this too, but when you have a cover on there and it's raining, snowing, what ends up happening is the cover ends up filling up full of water, and it pushes down, and then ends up filling up. And then if that freezes, it basically negates the whole fact of having a cover on in the first place. So if you have the cover on there, you know, 3 times a summer, at least we are, 3 times a summer, we're draining it. So that's the other, I'd say, downside. So not some terrible downsides. Other than that, it's been pretty nice. I guess I'll add a bonus one on there. When you buy it, the pump and everything can only be about 3 feet away from it. And if you know anything about it, if you watch my other videos, we switched to hard piping, and to keep the pump farther away, and the pump is you know, kind of loud, and then if you add the heater to it, the heater also makes noise. So you got all these things that you know, can take away from your pool experience. So if you do the modifications that I've made in the videos I've made, you'll see that it does kind of, it quiets it down definitely to have it farther away. Also, we got it out of the sun and out of the weather, tucked up under the deck. So those are my 5+1 things that I would dislike about the pool. Let's get to the 5 things that I like. All right, so now the 5 things that I like about the pool.
Dad, I love this pool!
Obviously, that's the main one, right? That makes everything worth it. Hearing your kids laugh, having fun, splashing around, that's the #1 reason that you would do a pool like this, unless you like swimming too. All right, number 2, what I like about it is the fact that we don't use hard chemicals. We use the chlorine generator salt setup. So that's probably one of the better things, because you're not experiencing harsh chemicals being inside there. It stays fairly level. Number 3, and this is kind of stuff I added, so it may not come like this, but I'm telling you what I like about my setup, of this setup. Having the on-off valves for when you're maintaining it, being able to shut it off if you find a leak or something. Obviously, we got the one there, we got the one down here. Number 4 is switching over from the sand style filter to the little cotton balls for the particulate filter. It's way less maintenance involved, and they last much longer than the sand does. I've backflowed this after like 2 or 3 months of it running, and the water comes out almost just as clear as it does when it's going through the system normally. So a lot less maintenance there. And number 5, of course, has got to be the pool heater, because this is one of the reasons the kids love it so much. It's like bath water. Super easy to install, super low maintenance. We do bring it in the winter time, so I don't leave it outside. They're super easy to run. They kind of just do themselves. Plumb it right. Make sure that you install it correctly. Don't put it after your salt generator, because you don't want corrosion inside of here. Any more corrosion than you're going to get. But yeah, those are the 5 things that I like about it. Beyond that, modifying it any which way you like to make it better. Obviously, if your pool's farther away from your deck or whatever, you can make these pipes as long as you want. Remember, the longer you make your pipes to isolate your stuff, the bigger they need to be to lower the internal pressure, so that your pump's not working hard or too hard and shortening the life of it for the system. So, but yeah, those are the things. Now, if you have one of these and there's anything you like about them that I didn't mention or you dislike about them, please leave it in the comments. Let's make this kind of like a forum, so to speak, or like an open conversation about what you like or dislike about these pools. The other thing is, when they come from the factory, and I made a video on this as well, when water gets splashed out of these little holes here, let's see if I can, through this little hole here, it washes out your structure. So as you see, we've had to, and I made a video on this, so go check this video. It's actually a really crazy video. We had to jack up on these, rebrace them, repack the sand in them, and then I modified it with these splash guards. So I guess that would be another one of the, dislikes, if you got kids playing in there and they're splashing a lot, or even adults. But yeah, it will wash out its own foundation, regardless of how well you build it. So splash guards are one of the things. But yeah, like I said, go ahead and comment on the video. Let me know what you like or dislike. If you have any questions, I'll pay more attention to this video, I promise, to try to answer the comments and stuff. as the channel's getting bigger, I get a lot of comments, so I try to go through when I get time and answer them if they seem necessary. So yeah, like post down below, let us know, share this video. If you're thinking about getting one of these pools, my overall opinion is go ahead and do it. If you got the room and you got the time and your kids will use it, or grandkids or neighbors or whatever your situation is, or maybe you'll use it. Swimming is one of the best ways to exercise. So even just walking around in circles in there it's a low pressure, low impact exercise, and it's good for you. So if that's your thoughts on it, go ahead and do that, and then have fun with it.
Make sure you check out our other videos. Thanks for watching
and for your support.